Shalom. Today is March 21st, and it is day 167 of the war between Israel and Hamas. Haaretz newspaper in Israel reads that Biden plans to stop the military operation in Rafah, and he's clarifying to Netanyahu that Israel is dependent Be'artzot Habrit, the USA, more than ever. So that's a threat of Biden. And here we see in the photograph ruins of a building in Rafah, as the IDF is preparing their ground operation in Rafah. And again, a ground operation in Rafah will increase a lot of pressure on Sinwar and Hamas for the release of the hostages. Yediot Achronot reads, first publication, Medinot HaMa'arav machrifot et hatzadim neged Israel, meaning the Western countries are harshening their actions and steps against neged Israel. Ha'iyum shel Britania, Britain's threat. Na'atzor et ha'avarot haneshek, we will stop the transfer of weapons if Israel will not allow visits for the Nukhba terrorists in the prisons. The Nukhba terrorists are the elite Hamas terrorists. They're in Israel's prisons, and right now Israel is not allowing these terrorists to get any kind of visitations. We'll read more about it inside. Israel b'milchama, Israel is at war, and there's a concern in Israel, chashash b'Israel, a domino effect of losing legitimacy, international legitimacy, in Hebrew you say legitimatia, for the fighting in the Gaza Strip. And in the red here, this is a strong title, Israel me'abedet tmicha, Israel is losing support. The decisions, the anti-Israeli decisions that are received in the countries around the world, here we see, starts with America, on to Canada and Britain and Belgium, Italy, Holland, Hungary, and the Czech Republic. They're all moving towards sanctions against Israel, standing against Israel. Some of these are just going with what America decides, and they follow. And it reads, Od ve'od medinot yedidutiyot meshanot et medinutan. That's a lot of Hebrew. More and more countries, friendly countries, are changing their strategy towards Israel, following America through Canada, Czech Republic, and Hungary. The main headline reads, Ultimatum Habriti, the British ultimatum for the sake of the Nukhba terrorists. So Britain is saying that Israel must allow visitations to these terrorists. Israel's Foreign Minister Israel Katz sent a message to Britain's Foreign Minister David Cameron saying that this is the time to strengthen Israel and not to weaken her in this special sensitive time of negotiations with Hamas. Because any time that the countries, international countries, are against Israel, this is strengthening Hamas rather than strengthening Israel, and Hamas will have the upper hand in the negotiations. The next story is about the Lechima Rav Ziratit, fighting in all the fronts, also in Jenin, which is in the West Bank in Israel, this Judea and Samaria area. Tzahal v'Shabak, the IDF, and the internal security forces are increasing pressure on terrorists. This is happening also in Jenin, but also in Shifa Hospital in Gaza. More than 100 terrorists are found there. They're arrested and killed there. And the chief of staff in Israel says that we are aiming towards the senior ones in Hamas. Down here reads Irefa'im, a ghost city, and they're speaking about Metula. Metula is a Jewish city in the north, very close to Lebanon, right on the border. And they're saying it's empty. Here is a photograph of one of the houses that was destroyed by Hezbollah's missiles. And they say it's beautiful landscape, it's very pastoral, but the houses are destroyed and the heart is devastated. Right now, Metula is a closed military area, and it looks very depressing, it says, and hopeless. Says the head of the city. We're still waiting for the government's decision. It's just not reasonable. He's speaking about not being able to live there in peace. More photos of destroyed places, and there's nobody to pick. It says, there's nobody to pick the fruit off the trees there. It's a beautiful, beautiful city. Next is about the hostages. There's a big initiative to cry out to the Lord today in different locations in Israel. One of them is the western wall in Jerusalem, and it reads, Mitpalelim leman hachatufim, praying for the hostages. Today there will be a big event, it reads, calling the Shema prayer for their release. Some of the hostage families say that there's no stronger prayer than the Shema Yisrael, meaning, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one, and they continue. So they're really using Purim holiday, which is beginning today, to cry out to the Lord to save their family members, the hostages. And here, down here on the right, Michal is married to Alex. Alex is still in captivity in Gaza, but she gave birth to their son without him. She says the hardest moments were in the circumcision event where he wasn't there. And she's saying, please stay strong for us. You have to come back, like we're strong for you and we're waiting for you. This is Michal. Their new son is called Kai, and they have another daughter as well. Here there's a section calling for whoever has information over the missing girl, Haymanot. I don't know if you remember, we did mention Haymanot Kasau. She's a 9-year-old Ethiopian girl that was disappeared at the end of February in Sfat, the northern part of Israel. This is very, very rare in Israel. So here the police, together with the Jewish Agency for Israel, is offering 100,000 shekels for whoever gives information that will lead the police to finding Haymanot. This is very rare that a 9-year-old girl goes missing in Israel. Now, as Purim is happening this year, while Israel is at war and there are many hostages still in captivity, there was debate how big to do the festivals, how much to really rejoice and celebrate in this special holiday called Purim. But everybody agrees that the children need to celebrate and to have masks, and they put costumes, and it's all to remember. Purim is celebrated to remember God saving the Jewish people in Persia against Haman that wanted to kill all of the Jews. So we get dressed up, we give candy to each other and other goods, and it's a very, very fun time, especially for the children, maybe less for the parents. And here it is, made in Israel. The family is having costumes together as Israeli flags. Here's some superheroes. And here are other girls getting dressed everywhere. Oh, here they're dressed up to security forces. It's really cool. Me'achdim kochot, they're saying uniting forces. And here on the right, we see some evacuees getting dressed up. And this one specifically, it reads on his sign that he's wearing, Ani lo tzav, I am not a turtle, but I'm carrying my home on my back for half a year already. Hashtag an evacuee from Kiryat Shmona, which is in the north. So Purim has a little bit of a different feel this year, but in the end of the day, lo mevatrim al chagigot, we're not giving up on the celebrations and the costumes and the mishlochei manot, the goodies that you give to your neighbors. It is a little bit of happy, as it says here, k'tzat sameach v'k'tzat atzuv, and a bit sad. A mix of feelings. For more updates and stories, go to allisrael.com. Follow us on our social media. You can like this video if you liked it. Please share these videos with your friends. In Hebrew, you say Chag Purim Sameach, Happy Purim. This is Rotem Magen for All Israel News.